What's up, my fellow brainistas? We're headed later into the 90s with 1997's Nicolas Cage, John Travolta Classic, FaceOff. Anything with Nick Cage is gonna be a ride, so we're pretty much guaranteed a good time on this one. I'm excited to announce that we just launched a new scratch and sniff feature on the like and subscribe buttons, so if you'll just click on those, you know what? The smell will come later, just trust me on this. Let's reload FaceOff.
He was minding his own enlightening zone when the bolt came down. Something's wrong, all the movie knowledge gone, so he reloading the list. A new brain, who dis?
We start out on a carousel, back in history, before full color was discovered. That's FBI agent Sean Archer. And that's his son who died. He's not dead there, but just give me a minute. I'm gonna address this early on. Sean Archer is dedicated to making people smell his hand.
Does this smell like butt to you?
He does this all of the time. His family does it. You're just gonna have to get used to it. This is Mustache Nicolas Cage, whose name is Castor Troy, and he's like the most dangerous Nicolas Cage or something. He's here to shoot Archer, but the bullet goes through him and into his son. Now he's dead. Even Castor is a bit shocked, like, damn, I'm pretty evil, huh? Now it's been 6 years. And Agent Archer and the FBI are still chasing this guy. Meanwhile, he's found a new path in life. He's a priest. Actually, it's the same path, but now he's dressed as a priest. Yeah, he's probably not a real priest. The feds have tracked Castor Troy's brother, Pollux, to an airport. Pollux is super smart, but weird. They play it like he's on the spectrum or something, but I think he's just a weird dude. Anyway, nobody cares because that's not what we came for.
Board, let's go.
The FBI shows up and they chase the plane, and this flight attendant is an FBI spy, and Pollux punches her in the mouth, and Archer plays chicken with the plane.
Damn it, don't play chicken with the goddamn jet!
And Castor tosses out the flight attendant lady, and then Archer jumps out of his Hummer and he carjacks a helicopter and he chases the plane in the helicopter and he wrestles the plane with the helicopter. Then he shoots the plane and Castor shoots the pilot and he crashes the plane into a garage and sparks explode. They start a warning shots battle with the FBI, but Pollux is arrested pretty quickly while Archer goes after his brother. He catches up and Castor starts to give in, but it's a clever ruse and he tries to stab Archer. We all saw it coming a mile away though, so he kicks that crap out of his hand, and we find out what happens when you blast somebody in the effing face with a jet engine. The answer is pretty much nothing happens. He looks fine. The next day, Agent Archer is at home, having a normal morning, when he casually drops that he caught their son's murder.
I got him, Eve.
No big deal. She's so happy about it. And he's like, guess what I scratched? Back at headquarters, they want to congratulate him for finally getting the criminal he's been chasing for years. But he's the guy at the office who has to crap on the good news. My dude, nobody forgot the bad news. You ruin things. Anyway, they have a floppy disk. That's what that is. That's a floppy disk. Turns out there might be a bomb. They pull in Castor's friends and they beat a date out of them, but the only person who knows where the bomb is Castor's brother Pollux, and the only person he'll talk to is Castor.
So we got a date. But where the hell's the damn bomb?
Only Pollock's trail.
An FBI lady is like, what if we could face off you with Castor Troy?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And a scientist explains. He's like, we're gonna cut your hair, give you lipo, face off him, and face off you, and technology.
Science!
Everything about this sounds like a bad idea.
You're asking me to break the law, risk my neck? I'll do it.
So he's at home with his wife, and he can't figure out how to tell her. And she's like, we're out of toilet paper. He tells her he has to go on one more super secret mission, and she's pissed. He tries too. Baby, guess what I had for lunch? But she's in no mood for this.
But go now.
So he goes to the lab, and they do the face-off thing. He looks in the mirror, and it definitely worked, but it doesn't smell right. It doesn't smell right. So now he's Castor Troy, and he's in jail. It's a future jail with Mega Man shoes. He gets into a cafeteria fight and almost kills this big dude. And the Mega Man shoes are magnets, and they stick to the floor, and the guards shock him, and he falls. Meanwhile, the real Castor wakes up, and nobody's watching him or anything. He removes his bandages, and immediately he's like, son of a gun, they did a face-off on me.
Took the switch, like.
Back at the prison, Pollux spills the beans almost right away.
I guess the LA Convention Center will have to do.
This was easy. This was a really good plan with no holes in it. So he's ready to get the hell out of here.
Thank you.
They tell him he's got a visitor, and he's like, peace out, y'all. But the visitor is the real Castor Troy wearing the Sean Archer face. Apparently, this cat had them face off him, and then he killed everyone who knew about the mission. And now, John Travolta is stuck as Nick Cage, and the real Nick Cage looks like John Travolta, and he's gonna live John Travolta's life and sleep with Mrs. John Travolta and stuff. So, he's Sean Archer from here on out. Ugh, everything's bad now. This was a really bad plan. The guards beat the holy hell out of him too. This was a really rough one for you, huh? Archer is home now, and he's super weird with his wife. And she is a little weirded out, but she digs it. He walks in the house, and he's disgusting around his daughter, and I hate it. I'm so uncomfortable right now. Meanwhile, Castor is in his cell losing his mind. Looks like the fake Archer cut a deal with Pollux, and now he's getting out.
Bye, bro.
Yo, have you tried talking to anyone about this?
Convention Center. I'm Sean Archer, and.
Not like that. Archer pretends to interrogate Pollux, and then he goes to disarm the bomb. He's an American hero now.
Interception. Now our side's got the ball. Sorry.
They cheer for him at the FBI, and he does not put his hands on their faces. They could get used to this. He goes home, and Archer's wife loves him better like this too. Castor wants to get his Mega Man 1s off, but he finds out they only remove them in the clinic.
Right before they fry your skull.
So he starts a fight with one of the guards and gets beat the hell up again, and they drag him away to the clinic. Oh, is this the clinic? I don't know. They take his boots off, and he puts his plan into action. It's simple, really. First, he asks for a light. Then, he begs the big dude to help him. He burns the guard with the cigarette, hoping the big dude will bonk him on the head, which he does. Then they punch, and then he throws acid. Boosh! Then they shoot their way into the control room, and
No!
What do you mean, no?
Get out.
You've watched him shoot everyone so far. This is the plan. Besides, he's only pretending he cares because the very next thing he does is release the world's most dangerous killers on these abusive guards. And then he swims away. He has nowhere to go, so he visits some of Castor's old crew. They're having a drug party. It's a pretty chill drug party. He gets drug partied too. And he tells them that he wants to kidnap Archer and face off him.
Face off.
Face.
Exactly.
Face.
We're on the same page here. Archer's daughter is getting back from a date with this piece of crap when fake dad rips him out of the car. He beats the hell out of him, and then he smokes a cigarette with the daughter and gives her a sweet butterfly knife. I'm pretty sure she and mom would agree that aside from the predator stuff, new dad is better than old dad. Meanwhile, Castor's ex-girlfriend, Gina Gershon, is here, and she introduces fake Castor to real Castor's real son, and he's like, holy crap. And the kid is like, did you cut onions earlier? That's right. I did cut onions. That's effing right. Before this can get even weirder, an FBI strike team shows up and starts blasting this building. Are there any civilians in there? We'll find out later. These guys give no craps. They don't even care that half of their team is inside the building now. This is wild. They're dropping in from the ceiling, blasting in through doors. They're even sitting in chairs. And the whole time, the outside guys have not stopped shooting. Hell yeah. Eventually, Archer Darth Vader's in. And it's lightweight a horror movie in this moment. He kills the bald dude, and then he has a shootout with Castor. This FBI guy shows up with a grenade launcher, but Castor dodges the grenades. He runs onto the roof and kicks Pollux through several glass panels and gets away. Fake Castor needs to let someone know what's going on, and even though there are probably a million better ways to do this, he decides to surprise his half-naked wife while looking exactly like the guy who murdered their son. Bro, any plan other than this one. Somehow, he at least plants some doubt because that night, she takes a blood sample while Archer is sleeping. She goes back to the hospital and finds out it doesn't match her real husband's blood type. Turns out, fake Castor has been hiding in this exact lab all night, hoping she'd decide to do this. At first, she doesn't know if he's legit, but then she can't deny it. That's what jail smells like. Now she believes him, and he decides to confront fake Archer during the FBI guy's funeral. The day of the funeral, Castor is gearing up with Gina Gershon, and he really starts caring about her. No, he can't. That's not for her. And it all comes down to this. Pigeons, candles, sermon, pigeons, baby picture. Everybody walks out of the church, and Castor is here with more pigeons. Archer shows up, and now they're having a Mexican standoff. But fake Archer has a hostage, and another guy back here. But Gina Gershon is here, and now it's still a Mexican standoff, but more intense. But we're not done here yet, because this guy shows up And now the standoff is even more Mexican or something. Is that racist? Did I do a racism on myself? I don't know. I'm not offended. Anyway, they just start blasting away at each other. And now Gina Gershon is dead. And the daughter shows up. And I have to stop to point out just how effing crazy this whole situation is right now. He's trying to protect his daughter from her fake dad, who's shooting at both of them. And every time he manages to get her out of the way, she escapes and runs toward fake dad because she doesn't realize he's trying to kill her. This dude is closing in, but Nick Cage unleashes his plan. He finally has fake dad where he wants him when the daughter shows up to ruin everything. Now Nick Cage's voice thing is broken, and he has his normal John Travolta voice.
Hear my voice! I'm your father!
That's not weird. Yeah, she was always going to shoot Nick Cage because why would she actually believe he's her real dad? She uses that dope-ass butterfly knife from earlier. They start a foot chase, but fake Archer jumps on a speedboat. And he shoots at this tank next to a boathouse. So of course, it explodes.
Science!
Nick Cage grabs his own boat, so now they're having a boat chase. The water cops show up, but they're not even a little bit helpful. Their boat becomes a ramp, so of course, it explodes. They start bumper boating. But oh no, Nick Cage's boat has a leak. There are no surprises here. Now it's kind of like a train car wrestling match on a speedboat. And they really put in some work on this boat fight. They brawl for a bit, then this cat uses an anchor, and then this cat falls in the water, but he holds on to a chain and he starts skiing. And then he's back in the boat and the boat crashes. So of course, they pick their fight right up on the beach with glass shards, a pipe, and finally, a harpoon. The FBI shows up, and they know everything.
You okay, Archer?
We're not spending any time clearing this up, guys. He goes to another FaceOff doctor, and they fix all the things off-screen. And he stole Castor's son to replace the dead one from earlier because that's normal. And they're a family. So family. The end. And that is FaceOff. There's a reason why this movie is a classic. I had no doubts about how much fun it was going to be. It did not disappoint. It's bananas. I think that the science is solid. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. Please, let me know what you think of FaceOff. Does it still hold up? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's important. It's probably not super important, but listen, this is what I'm doing. I want you to do it with me. I love you guys, and until next time,
New brain, new disc.
Doing the pigeon, dancing a little smidgen of the doing the pigeon,